first saw Jonny Black Productions, it was probably it was a picture, and we've talked about this before. It was a picture of like six fly guys. One of them had on shades.
Hollywood.
Shout out to
That's
Hollywood.
my boy. Yes, sir.
And people had back then the technology has changed so much, right? But everybody had the DDJSX, and one of them, if not all of them, I can't remember the details, but like one of them that was out front for sure was like all gold, and I was like, what is this? I was like, if I ever become a DJ, like I can't compete with this. Look at these guys,
Yeah.
right? And
Thank
so you were, creating a company that was talented and valuable, and so I want to kind of dive into to that a little bit. A lot of times when we look at weddings,
Mhm.
or even when couples look at weddings, DJ is not the first thing on their list. Now, my
Correct.
personal opinion is it shouldn't be, right? The first thing that you should be locking down, if it's not a wedding planner, it should be, the venue, right? Like if you don't have a place to have a wedding, then you can't have a wedding.
There's no way.
Right? There's no wedding. So you should be locking down your venue. If you're using a planner or, someone to help you find a venue, cool. But DJ, in my opinion, should be pretty up there.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
And so my question to you is like, with having the type of, valuable, excellent company that you have, why do you think more couples don't kind of recognize the value of, DJs as a whole?
For sure, man. I think it's simple. I think you don't know what you don't know. I'll give you an example, and I didn't make this up. I've heard this, and I adopted it since. But watch this. Have you ever bought a Ferrari before?
I have not.
Neither have I, right? So if you and I walk onto the lot of the Ferraris where they sell them, what questions are you and I going to ask? How much is it? That's probably it, because we don't know what else to ask.
Yeah.
Now, the person who's on their fifth Ferrari, when they walk onto that Ferrari lot, they're not going to ask how much it is per se up front. They're going to ask certain questions about, for the example, what's the XYZ engine? What are the specs on the brakes? Is it this type of brakes or this type of brakes? Is it this type of features or not? So I think it's just the not knowing factor. I think it's that most couples have a hard time connecting the dots in terms of what their guests are going to remember from their wedding day. This is a fact. Your guests are going to remember either how much fun they had or how much fun they didn't have. If you go ask, that couple who attended a wedding a month ago, and you say, for the example, hey, Johnny and Veronica, you guys attended, Oliver and Brittany's wedding. What color were their flowers? I guarantee you that couple that attended will not know or remember what color their flowers were.
Yeah.
This is not a takeaway from the florist, but this is an example. If they say, hey, what was the appetizers? They're probably going to be like, oh, I don't know. They were really good, but I don't remember. But if you ask them, hey, did you have a good time or not? They're going to clearly remember if they did or they didn't. Either way, they're going to remember.
Yeah.
That's directly tied to entertainment. It doesn't have to be a DJ per se. Now, we're DJs. Yes, we're biased. It's all good. But the reality of it is that it's tied to entertainment. If you're not hiring a DJ, no problem. Hire a band. Hire whatever entertainment you want. But just know and understand that your guests are going to ultimately rate your wedding, how fun or not fun was it, based on that entertainment. So I think when couples become educated in that and they get to really understand, oh man, like this one person or this DJ is going to have that much impact on my wedding. Okay, you know what? Let me take this a little bit more seriously. Let me spend a little bit more time in doing research. Let me not wait till 3 months before the wedding to say, oh yeah, we need a DJ. No, let me prioritize this the way that I prioritize other vendors. That should be, like, for example, you could say the same thing about photography. Hey, at the end of the day, 20 years from now, you're going to pull up that photo album, and that's how you're going to relive, your wedding day through photography. So choose wisely, right? Like we all have iPhones, but you don't want us with your iPhone shooting your wedding. It's not the same thing. You want a professional, right? So I mean, it's kind of that.